A very lovely morning to you today. I hope you all are doing fine and you had a wonderful night's rest. Today is Tuesday, the 19th day of August 2025. Lillian, how are you this morning?
I am elated. I am beautiful. I am okay. I am kicking. How are you?
I am very well and I'm beautiful as well.
Good morning, Nigeria. So, Uche, I saw something striking on the internet. Everybody is actually talking about it.
All right, well.
But I want to be correct while quoting it. It says, we've disbursed 419 billion conditional cash transfers to nearly 6 million Nigerians to pay 54 billion to 2.2 million beneficiaries in August. Tinubu government claims.
That's quite interesting. I mean, who are the Nigerians receiving this money? Where
Did
are
you
they?
receive any money?
I didn't receive any money, my dear Lillian.
So I'm asking, what are the conditions?
Well, I mean, hopefully, we'll find that out at some point. And yes, and we'll leave you also, our viewers, to ponder on that. Where is this money coming from? We're already in debt, and huge amounts like this are being disbursed. Who are the Nigerians receiving this money, and will it really alleviate their poverty? Well, welcome to Signature Morning here on Signature TV. I am Uchenna Chimdi Oluoha.
And I am Lillian Wali.
Up next is our newspaper headlines and review.
Welcome back. Now let's begin with our newspaper headlines, and we are kicking it off from the Matrix newspaper. It says Sokoto boat mishap, hope of finding survivors dim. No corpse has been recovered yet, says NEMA. And Deputy Governor visits scene of incident that you're going to find on page 3 of the Matrix newspaper.
U.S. Embassy sparks outrage over social media history demand from Nigerian visa applicants on page 9.
And FG reviews revenue sharing formula. Federal government to get 45.17%, states 29.79%, local government and to get 21.04%. Review long overdue given Nigeria's shifting economic political realities, RMAFC says, and that you're going to find on page 2 of the Matrix newspaper.
All right, JAMB gives varsities October deadline to wrap up 2025 admissions.
EPL, and that's on Sports Story. Controversial penalty hands Leeds United vital victory against Everton.
Now over to the Daily Times newspaper. We have contractors besiege FCTA over 5 billion naira debt as Wike denies awarding contracts.
INEC pre-registers 69,376 voters online in 7 hours. And Tinubu arrives Japan for the TCAD 9 to deepen ties, push African investment agenda. That's on page 5 of the Daily Times newspaper.
Over 3 million displaced by flood insecurity in Nigeria, says federal government. And why we're reviewing revenue sharing formula, says RMAFC on page 6.
Now let's head over to the Guardian newspaper. New licensing charges on Settle Port Operators. 3.5 trillion naira investment, and that's on page 6.
APC, PDP, NNPP kick alleged fraud in Oyo, Kaduna, Kano by-elections.
US, UK commend Nigeria for arresting terrorist leaders. News on page 5. And my journey to throne bumpy but guided by God, says Ladoja.
NCC accuses high-profile Nigerians of worsening illegal SIM registration on news page 5. And we have presidential tickets were under pressure to zone, says ADC on news page 3.
And now on the Tribune newspaper, voter turnout concerns over steady decline in 26 years. Stakeholders blame political office holders how to get out of quagmire. The Petroid Adenarin Shitu and others says that you're going to find on page 15 of the Tribune.
Paternity crisis. 1 in 4 Nigerian men, not biological fathers, says a report. And on health, new diabetes subtype found in African youths.
U.S. Embassy requires 5-year social media disclosure for Nigerian visa applicants. And also, Nigerians should help protect Osun Council funds. Noge cries out. That's on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper.
Over to the Daily Independent, editors express concern over complex challenges facing Nigeria, urge government to address economy, insecurity, governance.
Indigenous contractors accuse federal government of favoring foreign coins, and U.S. British government commend FG, NSA over arrest of terror kingpins.
Lawmaker proposes ranches in 774 local government areas and FCT, and we have Ondo under fresh siege of kidnappers, ritual killers, residents charge security agencies, governor on quick action.
2027, a near-sure victory for us as party, APC says, and Tinubu's aide mocks coalition leaders over by-election defeat.
And finally, on the Daily Independent, Tinubu arrives in Japan ahead of TICAD 9 summit on page 7.
And yes, we are now on the Punch newspaper. FG Mills pay raise for political office holders. RMAFC says Tinubu's 1.5 million naira salary. Ministers under pressure for 1 million naira payload, launches revenue sharing review. And global leaders begin high-stakes talks to end Russia-Ukraine war. That you're going to find on page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
All right, crisis alert. UNICEF seeks life-saving 240 billion naira for Nigeria aid projects. And we have Fubara I September 18 as comeback as IBAS pushes project completion.
Customs issue 14-day deadline to seize 905 overtime cargoes. And Osun battles AGF overseas funds street transfer.
Pencom blacklists 7 mortgage banks over housing loans breach. 2 motorcyclists remanded for allegedly raping Ondo teenager.
Alafin Lambert's Oni in fiery clash over chieftaincy title.
All right, now to the Vanguard newspaper. We have 2.2 million poor households to receive FG's cash transfer, says Minister on page 8.
FG vows equal response as U.S. tightens visa rules. Embassy now requires 5-year social media history for visa applicants. U.S. revokes 6,000 students' visas. Interagency meeting to fashion out FG's response.
By-elections violence. Police prosecute 333 thugs. Government officials in Kano arrest 10 others in Ogun. Violence confirms Canadian court's verdict, says Falana on page 40.
And now paternity crisis. 1 in 4 Nigerian fathers, not biological parents, report says. And August 20 declared public holiday in Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Lagos. That you're going to find on page 10 of the Vanguard newspaper.
All right, that's the much we can take on our newspaper headlines this morning. And it's time for our review. Chris MADUKA is here to do that. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Uche. Good morning, Lillian.
Good morning.
Permit me to say you are beautiful ladies. I don't know how many people have told you you are fine.
Thank you.
You
have to be careful.
Thank you.
So that it shouldn't be like the case of paternity in Nigeria.
You knew that was the first thing I wanted to talk about.
I have to talk about it because it's distraction. I see it's a distraction. You know, when there are so many issues in Nigeria, you just drop one thing. And I bet you most Nigerians will start pursuing paternity and leave the issue at stake.
So you're saying
what's the issue? What do you care about? And they're dropping it in this time. They that are talking about paternity, who born them? Who is their father?
Is it irrelevant?
That's what I'm saying. Who is bringing it to Nigeria at this time is confusion and distraction. So if you go out now, you begin to ask your father, who is my mother, who is my father, all this. You know the issue you bring into your family or issue. Those who brought paternity, how many of them have tested in America, in Britain, in Japan, developed countries? Did they use paternity to develop? Is it paternity that the Igbo say, anywhere the child comes? In fact, in Igbo culture, if I am married to a woman, if I want to go for marriage, I have to bring my whole kindred. I ask my father, why is it happening? He said in Igbo land, one person doesn't marry a wife. It's both philosophical and literally. We are confused. We are confused. And they bring it now, hey, out of everybody will say, hey, 1.4. Who told them? Why are they putting it up? They've not even done it and they're claiming to bring distraction. The Nigerians will leave the politicians who are causing confusion and begin to pursue paternity. And most women will be put in trouble. Why the men who are just born, they shoot everywhere, will go free. So when you say, hey, you are not the person who born. Probably somebody is looking for a way to divorce. He's now fine. Yeah, I am sure you are not the mother of my children. I am sure you have to go home. Then you ask him, who is your father? Who is your mother? I'm saying, if you want to pursue paternity, you know what I'm saying? I'm just reviewing the, and you review from your own point of view. I'm not stopping everybody for going to see paternity test, but whatever you find. By the way, education kita, we are making it.
Now let's talk about what U.S. Embassy is saying. It said Nigeria to provide 5-year social media activity and all that.
These are all traps, and that's what I'm telling you. The social media was not invented by Nigerians. When they threw it, just go and see. Even people run into keke or kada and vehicle, jam them because they are binging, especially the Gen Zs. I'm not saying anything about it. I know I also ping when I have to. But what does that mean? Every Nigerians go to every site. When there was this cyber cafe, the day I broke down, I went to the cyber, those days you go to purchase time. I went in there and I saw some 12, 10 years, 8 years primary school children come to the cyber cafe, buy time to go into sites that their great-grandfather will never in their life go into. And those are the things, when you log in. Now, what I'm just trying to build a history. When Nigerians, you have on your device, you are logging into everything. In some cases, they say, register, log in. Those things are following you. If you have been logging into pornographic sites, you go for visa to go into America, they go into your history of browsing. They say, hey, you are a pornographer. You can't come into America. Assuming you are into following and somebody added you in a platform, they say, we are activists. They are fighting and they are talking about how Nigeria will be better. They said this one is an activist. You have to decide. Somebody will sit down in the embassy and decide, do we want activists or not? Now, this is a catch. And I don't know where it's coming from. Because whenever you want to kill a dog, you just give the dog bad name. I bet you, if Nigerians are 240 million, in quote, because it might even be more. I don't know the last time we did the census and the ones we are using, but now everybody get up, give Nigeria any figure. For me, Nigeria is over 240 million. Let them prove me otherwise by organizing census tomorrow. Otherwise, 240 million Nigerians, if out of them 50% or 75% of them are social media literate and they are compliant using it, 60% of them cannot get into America when they look at their social media history.
But the funny thing now is that federal government now is vowing an equal response as US is tightening
What
their
are you
visa rules.
responding? You check an American who want to come in here. What will you see? Is, that he is a bandit or a terrorist? Is it not what you be looking for in Nigeria? But they are looking for more than that. I wish America will use it the way I want. What I want the Americans to check in the social history, who is a member of any political party in Nigeria, they use it to stop them from entering. Otherwise, it will be that somebody is conniving with America to push back Japanism. But you are pushing, one thing that is, you are pushing back Japanism. The people that have not Japad, they are still crying for hunger and hardship. So if you stop people from, so whatever this means, Onyoka, Nigeria will be at the losing end. At the end, Nigerian citizens who their passport is already, sorry, it's like if you're holding, it's like you're holding a cup of maize, green maize, because people look at it, it's like, wait here. So this is another double wahala for that body. Let's move on.
All right, we're seeing that FG most pay raise for political office holders. They are saying that Tinubu's 1.5 million salary and ministers under 1 million, that their pay is low, and launches the revenue sharing review.
Oh, God.
As if things are not
hard
enough.
They can go ahead. We're not talking again about conscienceless people in certain places. They are proving it with, blatantly. This is a country where 70,000 naira wage, what they call it, minimum wage, some states have not paid. Some states find a way of paying it politically. They say they do certain, they were so Igbo they speak, they do something, consolidation, talk so many Igbo, confuse people. Some people didn't even know whether they got 70,000. Some state government promised 185, some people promised 75, 85. Within all these promises, the thing died. We don't know which one that have paid and the one that not paid. And somebody sits down somewhere with a huge amount already being paid in political office holders. You are nursing the idea of increasing that. If they nurse the idea of increasing salary across board from politicians to the other Richard of the earth, because that's how they see us. Well, but now they're only mulling the idea of increasing their own alone. It's insensitive, it's wickedness, and no wicked person goes free. God will always punish wicked person, if not now, hereafter. Let them go ahead and do it. It's their turn. It's their turn. In Yoruba land, what it means is your turn is either Awoloko or Miloko. Whatever that means. Awoloko is when it's your group of people. When it's mine, it's Miloko. Whatever turn, whether they are theirs or mine or single person's turn, let them use it very well. But then remember, there is God though, and there is also tomorrow it will come.
So there is something contradicting. Now they are trying to, do a review. But then Daily Times is saying contractors besiege FCTA over 5 billion naira debt as Wike denies awarding contracts. So we are in debt, but they are reviewing something
this else. Is only FCTA, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Over 5 billion debt already standing. But the important thing to look at that is that the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Honorable Minister Nelson Wike, the strong man, is saying he did not award those contracts. So in Federal Capital Territory in Nigeria, ghosts award contracts to human beings. When you complete it and come, you won't see the ghost. So if there is no, when they want to scam you, you come into an office, see very full operational office, and they will see your guy in his office, you see everything, and they will say, this is how they scan some Yoruba people. They say, this is the Ministry of Extension, Ministry of Petroleum, and our guy is the minister. If you sit down, some Yoruba people travel, enter those offices, and then money exchange hands. When they left and traveled by, they said, visit, they started making contact, nothing happened. They came back to Nigeria, went to the same address. They didn't find not even single pin, not body, empty house. That is what Nigerian contractors are seeing in Abuja. So there are scammers. If they are not in government, because how can you be a contractor, you execute a contract of over 5 billion, you don't know who gave you the contract. Now you come for payment. The person who's supposed to approve your payment say, I didn't give you the contract. If FCTA and the authority are not robbing Nigerian contractors, then Nigerian contractors are robbing them. Somebody must be robbing somebody in this city. So you cannot go empty. Everybody says here and the headline, over 5 billion naira contract, and we're so wicked. The minister said, I'm not aware. For it's not, it's just a state, it has a state status, not even big, it's just a city. Because it's the federal capital territory. It has its own status to manage its own resources. It's not even big as a city, but when the person overseeing that city said, this amount of contract were given, probably delivered or halfway, and they need to be paid, and they say, we are not aware. Something is wrong. It's only in Nigeria that the federal capital territory contract of this amount can be awarded and delivered, and it become, when you go there, you now find that a ghost awarded you the contract. So it's, you start looking at yourself whether you're a ghost or a real human being. So there is confusion. There are ghosts in FCTA awarding ghost contract to ghost people who eventually manifest as human beings, and then they say, we don't know you. Let's go.
It's quite sad. Now, on the Nigerian Tribune, we're seeing voter turnout concerns over steady decline in 26 years.
26 years of steady decline.
Yes.
And we on this desk have talked about several times that what has happened within 26 years is even more. If you know, they were saying, hey, something happened, and they go back trying to mobilize people to come back, say it won't happen again. In 2003, what happened in Nigeria before you heal that? To get people to come out again to vote in Nigeria. Of course, nobody is. Since then, has anybody been telling you about voters' education? Is there anything, media campaign you see from INEC telling Nigerians to come out to vote? Have you seen any such campaign? Nigerian political structure is designed in such a way that it don't even come out to vote. When nobody votes, the greedy, wicked politicians stays where they are, do their own thing, manipulate, carry ballot box, complete, do all manner of rigging. Nobody asks them questions.
Yet Nigerians are complaining.
When there's Nigerians are used as complaints, you know, forget Nigerians are complainants now. You know who complains? A complainant. Not like I'm complaining here, I'm a complainant too. But complaining without action. Exactly. But what am I telling Nigerians? I am not trying to. Nigerians have suffered great harm, what you call emotionally, torture, when it comes to politics in Nigeria. When it comes to electioneering, Nigerians has been punished. And that stigma lives with them, that trauma lives with them. But I want to tell them, do not, Nigerians, because this is what politicians want, do not, because of their behavior, not go back to vote. It will be worse. Do not throw the baby away
with the bath water.
It will be worse. In fact, it will be worse because that's what they want to achieve. They don't want you to vote so that they will have an easy way to go. Come out en mass, Nigerians. Go back, surprise them. Surprise Nigerian politicians. You know what? Voters decline, apathy, and all that. They are speaking. That's what they want to achieve. So Nigerians shouldn't allow them. We cannot be like what they say we are.
Exactly.
Yes.
So FG reviews revenue sharing formula. Federal government to get 45.17% and the rest.
Yeah. As the big brother, FG gets, and then at 36 states, plus 1 Abuja, 37 gets the remaining. That's how, and that's the psychology of this federation that is squeaked. It's a squeaked federation. It doesn't work well. And that's the regulation of power, and the reducing the power at the center has been what will make Nigeria develop, but they don't want it. Look at how it is. Manage your way, kill everybody in your constituency, get to Abuja, you sit down there, you will speak Igbo, you will speak Hausa, you will speak Yoruba, or you will speak in corruption. Because that language is a universal thing for them. So there is all where everything is. Everybody is heading to Abuja. Nobody is looking at the states. The states are settled with tokenism. You go to FAC, federal whatever budget allocation. Just settle. You go back, and as governor, you go there. They settle you. If you say this one is shut up, you say yes sir. You go back, and then when you go back, you start using the same thing that the big. When big goat is eating the fodder, the small ones are watching. So you go to Abuja, they teach you how to go back to the state to treat your people. So you go back, the local government chairman say, he said, shut up. If you care, go to Abuja and see what I saw there. That's how the thing trickled down. Even the local government chairman, when they get home, they go and say, oh God, how much did they give us? Shut up. You don't ask questions. Whatever I give you, you take. The winner takes it all. That's Nigeria for you. Until that is settled, Nigeria will continue on the roller coaster of underdevelopment and circle of doom of underdevelopment, because power is so much in Abuja that even when we talk about state police, as a governor, you can't give a commissioner of police orders. He has to confirm from the minister of police affairs and of course the IGP of police of the federation, who also confirms from the president before. So he might be, your state might be in fire, and he say, chief security officer, Booga, you are not. And the only state governors who said that in Nigeria as it is presently constituted, they're deceiving themselves because they can't even give order to their ADC.
Exactly. Now, because of time, let's take one more. We have this Sokoto boat mishap. Hope of finding survivors dims. No corpse has been recovered yet. Nema is saying this, so I just wonder,
what it means is that there another way. Check, for instance, whether Nema has what it takes to recover people. Nema have not recovered people who died on the building collapse because they are not well equipped to dislodge or dislodge out the people who under them, and when it happened on the land, the NEMA still find difficult to handle it. Now it happened inside water. People their boat just capsized, and then they all drowned, and then probably some big fishes carried them away, and it must be related to flooding. Because when it happened in Sokoto, it means those waterways are flooded because of heavy rains that have been going on for quite some time. So when that happened, you were expecting NEMA to trace some of the corpses that some of the people that were drowned in Sokoto boat mishap may have reached Atlantic Ocean in the last 1 week, and they are still searching for their corpses. What that will tell you, Nigerians and some of the agencies are not empowered to handle some of the job they are statutorily given to handle. Yes. So what if you are working with NEMA in Sokoto? What can you do? It's another way of telling us in Nigeria that those people are gone, dead and gone, and may their souls rest in peace. If they would have survived and they think that God thinks that's the best way to die. Otherwise, when there is boat mishap in some other decent countries, there might be an attempt to rescue, if not anything, get out the corpse. To at least when you see the corpse of a dead person, you will be convinced that the person is dead. But with this psychological idea of waiting for a dead man, waiting for Godot all the life, it's another psychological problem. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
God bless all the people who are watched and Nigerians who deserve to be blessed.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Chris, for your review this morning. Yes, and with that, we've come to the end of our newspaper headlines and review. You can get the details of all the headlines on the newspapers for today. Then the morning show will be back in a moment. Do stay with us.